Have you ever wondered why some people effortlessly command respect and admiration, while others, no matter how hard they try, struggle to get noticed? The truth is, it is not about appearance or superficial charm. It is about subtle psychological cues and timeless principles that transform how others perceive you. Whether in personal relationships or professional life, mastering these principles can open doors you never imagined. This isn't about impressing people superficially. It's about embodying presence, mystery, and authenticity. Today, I will share with you 10 rules, grounded in Stoic philosophy and deep psychological insight, that will forever change how the world sees you. Seneca once said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." This reminds us that being overly predictable and transparent can dilute our uniqueness. Maintaining a balance between openness and discretion is key. Carl Jung emphasized that mystery engages the human psyche and stimulates deeper curiosity. Socrates used questioning instead of direct exposition to spark reflection and deeper connection. Aristotle's concept of potentiality reminds us that leaving things unsaid invites imagination, much like an unfinished story waiting to be told. By embracing mystery, we create intrigue, making people naturally drawn toward us. Marcus Aurelius taught, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." This principle encourages us to develop a life rich in purpose, growth, and independence. By focusing on personal development rather than seeking constant validation, we become magnetic to others. Aristotle's concept of eudaimonia explains that true happiness comes from fulfilling our potential, and Carl Jung's idea of individualization reveals that self-awareness and personal growth create a deep allure. When you live a life others want to be part of, you naturally create a sense of curiosity and admiration. Seneca believed that true happiness is enjoying the present moment without anxious dependence on the future. Joy must come from within, not from external validation. Plato and Socrates emphasized self-knowledge as the key to fulfillment. When we generate our own happiness, we radiate positivity and emotional resilience. This internal joy creates an attractive energy that draws people toward us naturally. Emotional independence is not only liberating but also profoundly inspiring to others. Epictetus reminded us to make the best use of what is in your power. Time is one of our most precious assets. Being constantly available dilutes our worth. By managing our presence wisely and dedicating time to meaningful pursuits, we elevate our value. Marcus Aurelius urged us to spend time purposefully, as life is short. Carl Jung stressed that valuing oneself is essential for self-worth, and Aristotle's concept of the golden mean teaches balance. Being neither too accessible nor completely inaccessible preserves respect and intrigue. Marcus Aurelius once said, "He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe." This principle reminds us not to depend on others for our identity or happiness. Jung believed personal growth comes from self-integration. Aristotle advocated balancing self-care with relationship needs, and Plato encouraged the pursuit of personal virtues. Maintaining individuality while valuing relationships creates a balanced and fulfilling connection that sustains both self-worth and harmony. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Recognizing your needs and setting healthy boundaries is essential. Prioritizing self-care is not selfish, it's necessary for personal growth. Aristotle's idea of eudaimonia teaches that fulfillment comes from living a life where personal virtues and needs are realized. Socratic self-examination encourages knowing oneself, including understanding what we truly need from relationships and life. By honoring our needs, we strengthen our self-respect and deepen the quality of our connections. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This highlights the value of using time wisely. The Stoics believed life should be lived with purpose, not wasted on trivial distractions. Marcus Aurelius urged concentration and sincerity in every moment. Jung stressed the importance of spending time in ways that reflect our true self, and Aristotle's balance reminds us to allocate time between self-growth and connection. Valuing your time demonstrates respect for yourself and enhances your presence in the lives of others. Epictetus taught, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen more and speak less." This principle encourages balance in communication. Letting others initiate builds mutual respect and keeps interactions natural. Marcus Aurelius valued patience and self-restraint, while Jung's concept of individualization highlights the importance of balanced relationship dynamics. Aristotle's golden mean reminds us that moderation strengthens relationships. Not always initiating keeps your presence valued and your energy respected. Epictetus warned against being swept away by emotions. While emotions are natural, they should not dictate our actions entirely. Marcus Aurelius stated that the quality of our thoughts determines the quality of our lives. Jung argued that emotional balance comes from self-awareness, and Aristotle taught that virtue lies in moderation. Socratic reflection helps us recognize and regulate our emotional investment. Balanced emotional engagement creates stronger, healthier, and more fulfilling connections. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Walking away is not a sign of weakness, but an expression of self-respect and inner strength. Epictetus taught that freedom comes from letting go of what we cannot control. Jung believed personal growth requires recognizing one's worth, and Aristotle saw flourishing as living a life of virtue with clear boundaries. Knowing when to walk away protects our dignity and preserves our peace of mind. Every step you take to honor your worth, embrace individuality, and balance relationships is a step toward a more fulfilling life. You are the architect of your own destiny. Remember, your journey is unique, and it's your choices that shape your path. Stay strong, stay true, and continue growing in wisdom and virtue. Have you ever found yourself in a room full of people and wondered why some individuals seem to effortlessly draw attention, command respect, and inspire admiration, while others, despite their best efforts, remain unnoticed? It's not about flashy clothes, expensive gadgets, or superficial charm. The difference lies in understanding the subtle psychological and philosophical principles that guide human perception and influence. Today, we are going to explore 10 timeless rules, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy and enriched with psychological insights, which can dramatically transform the way others perceive you and the impact you have on the world around you. Whether it's your personal relationships, your social circle, or your professional environment, mastering these principles will help you cultivate an aura of presence, confidence, and authenticity that naturally draws people toward you. But remember, this isn't about manipulation. It's about self-mastery, awareness, and aligning your actions with timeless wisdom. Rule 1. Embrace the mystery. The first and perhaps most transformative principle is embracing mystery. Seneca, the Roman Stoic philosopher, once wisely said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." At first glance, this may seem counterintuitive. How can being nowhere help you be noticed? But the essence lies in understanding that constantly exposing every aspect of ourselves diminishes the intrigue that makes us captivating. When you maintain a certain level of discretion, you naturally generate curiosity. People are drawn to what they cannot fully predict or comprehend. Carl Jung, the renowned Swiss psychiatrist, highlighted the importance of the unknown in human psychology. He believed that a sense of mystery invites exploration and deepens interest in another person. By not revealing everything about your thoughts, emotions, or plans, you allow others to engage their imagination, creating a deeper and more meaningful connection. Socrates, the Greek philosopher, demonstrated this principle through the Socratic method, asking questions instead of providing direct answers. This approach stimulates thought and reflection. Leaving some questions unanswered encourages engagement and curiosity. Similarly, Aristotle's concept of potentiality teaches that everything has the potential to reach its fullest form. By not revealing everything about ourselves, we allow others to ponder the many facets of our personality, much like reading an unfinished story that teases and engages the mind. In practical terms, this means sharing your ideas selectively, listening more than speaking, and maintaining a calm, poised presence that naturally draws attention. Mystery is not secrecy for manipulation. It's the art of making people want to know more about you while respecting your inner world. Rule 2. Create a fear of missing out, FOMO. The second rule revolves around creating a subtle sense of intrigue, a fear of missing out. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, famously said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." This principle emphasizes the importance of cultivating a life rich in purpose and personal fulfillment, rather than being dependent on external validation. By focusing on your own growth, passions, and experiences, you naturally become more magnetic to those around you. People are drawn to individuals who live intentionally, embrace challenges, and cultivate skills, interests, and wisdom. Aristotle's concept of eudaimonia, often translated as flourishing, aligns beautifully with this rule. True happiness arises from realizing your potential and living virtuously. When others see someone fully immersed in their own growth and fulfillment, it triggers a natural curiosity and admiration. Carl Jung's concept of individualization reinforces this idea. Self-awareness, personal development, and authenticity create a unique presence that others cannot replicate. A practical application of this rule is to dedicate time to your passions, travel, explore new skills, or engage in activities that challenge you. By living a rich, independent life, you create an aura of FOMO around yourself. Others begin to wonder, what amazing experiences are they having that I am missing out on? This subtle curiosity elevates your presence in ways superficial attempts at attention never could. Rule 3. Generate your own happiness. The third rule is deeply intertwined with emotional independence. Generate your own happiness. Seneca wisely noted, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." In other words, don't rely on circumstances, possessions, or other people for your contentment. Happiness is cultivated internally through self-reflection, mindfulness, and appreciation of the present moment. Individuals who embody this principle radiate positivity, stability, and emotional resilience, qualities that naturally attract others. Psychologist Carl Jung emphasized the importance of self-acceptance and individuation, the journey toward realizing and integrating all aspects of your personality. When you are emotionally self-sufficient, you no longer seek validation or happiness from external sources. Aristotle's notion of eudaimonia also mirrors this, emphasizing that true fulfillment comes from cultivating virtue, realizing one's potential, and living in alignment with one's principles. In practical terms, focus on hobbies, physical wellness, meditation, journaling, and deep reflection. By finding joy within yourself, you become a source of positive energy for everyone around you. People are naturally drawn to those whose happiness is not contingent on them. Rule 4. Be valuable, not always available. The fourth rule revolves around valuing your presence and time. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, taught, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." Time and attention are your most precious resources. Being constantly available dilutes your worth, while carefully choosing how and when to be present elevates it. Marcus Aurelius echoed this, urging people to focus on what is truly meaningful. From a psychological perspective, Carl Jung emphasized the importance of self-worth and individuality. By not being constantly accessible, you communicate that your time and energy are valuable, fostering respect and intrigue. Aristotle's concept of the golden mean teaches balance. Being neither overly accessible nor completely unreachable preserves both your appeal and your integrity. Practically, this could mean setting boundaries in relationships, being intentional about social commitments, and ensuring your energy is invested in meaningful and enriching interactions. Your scarcity becomes a subtle signal of your value, drawing people toward you with genuine curiosity and respect. Rule 5. Don't make someone your everything. Rule 5 is about maintaining individuality within relationships. Marcus Aurelius said, "He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe." Depending on someone else for your identity or happiness compromises your growth and autonomy. Jung's theory of individuation reinforces this. Personal development comes from self-integration and self-realization. Aristotle emphasized balance in relationships, ensuring that one's own needs are considered alongside others. Plato's philosophy also stressed the pursuit of personal virtue, wisdom, and self-improvement. Practically, this means valuing your own aspirations, passions, and time, even within relationships. While connection and love are vital, your happiness and self-respect should never be entirely contingent on another person. By maintaining this balance, you create healthier, more fulfilling relationships and retain an aura of independence that is deeply attractive. Rule 6. Prioritize your needs. Prioritizing your own needs is fundamental to self-respect and personal growth. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Recognizing your needs and asserting boundaries is essential for maintaining equilibrium in any relationship. Marcus Aurelius stressed valuing oneself and protecting one's well-being with reason and clarity. Jung emphasized self-awareness and understanding personal potential, while Aristotle's eudaimonia advocates for living a life where personal virtues and needs are realized. Practical strategies include setting clear boundaries, saying no when necessary, and dedicating time to activities that nurture your growth and well-being. By honoring your needs, you strengthen self-worth and signal to others the importance of mutual respect. Rule 7. Your time is precious. Seneca's words, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it," remind us of the irreplaceable value of time. The Stoics urged us to live purposefully, focusing on meaningful endeavors rather than trivial distractions. Marcus Aurelius advised concentrating fully on the task at hand, engaging deeply with the present, and avoiding constant preoccupation with others' demands. Jung emphasized spending time on activities aligned with one's true self, while Aristotle's balance principle reinforces allocating time wisely between personal development and relationships. Valuing your time is an expression of self-respect and enhances your overall presence. Rule 8. Don't always initiate. Balance in relationships requires knowing when to step forward and when to allow others space. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen more and speak less." Not always initiating interactions fosters respect, creates natural curiosity, and encourages others to engage on equal footing. Marcus Aurelius valued patience and self-restraint, while Jung and Aristotle highlight the importance of balance and moderation. By not forcing interactions, you allow relationships to unfold organically, which strengthens connection and mutual appreciation. Rule 9. Keep a balanced emotional investment. Stoicism emphasizes emotional resilience. Epictetus cautioned against being carried away by feelings, while Marcus Aurelius encouraged reason over impulsivity. Jung stressed emotional balance as part of individuation, and Aristotle taught moderation as the path to virtue. Socratic self-reflection aids in recognizing emotional tendencies and managing reactions effectively. Balanced emotional investment ensures healthier, more sustainable relationships and guards against dependency or burnout. Rule 10. Be ready to walk away. Finally, the ultimate test of self-respect is knowing when to walk away. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that we control our mind, not external events. Epictetus taught that freedom comes from understanding what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. Jung emphasized self-worth and personal growth, while Aristotle highlighted flourishing through virtue and dignity. Walking away from situations or relationships that diminish your value is not a sign of weakness. It is an expression of autonomy, strength, and self-respect. By embracing mystery, cultivating independence, prioritizing your needs, managing your time and emotional investment, and knowing when to step back, you create a life of purpose, balance, and authenticity. The Stoics, Jung, Aristotle, and other great thinkers provide timeless guidance on living with dignity and intention. Your journey is unique, and every conscious choice you make contributes to building a life aligned with your deepest values. Remember, you are the architect of your own destiny. Stay strong, stay true, and continue growing in wisdom, virtue, and self-mastery.